wrong with it, unfollow it. That's all you need to do. If they're doing something that you don't like, unfollow it. Well, and what do you have to do with it?
Instead of a star-studded Braxton celebration, the wedding felt more like a regular neighborhood cookout, the kind where someone pulls up with potato salad in a plastic bowl and everybody's eating off paper plates. It had no sparkle, no shine, just basic backyard energy. And Tamar's purple dress. Listen, Tamar is loved, respected, and known for coming through with a look, but that dress was not delivering the magic she usually brings. It had people watching like, wait, what is happening right now? Then Sean's hair situation rolled onto the screen, and wow, that wig had its own storyline. It just wasn't giving polished. It wasn't giving sharp. It wasn't giving anything except confusion. The whole presentation felt flat, like everyone showed up but left their style at home. And then there was Sister Trina. She popped in, smiled, posed, and bounced early like she had somewhere way more interesting to be. Honestly, I can't even be mad at her. If I had to sit through that wedding, I might have slipped out the side door too. The energy just wasn't there, and the awkward tension was practically dancing in the air. Now let's shift over to Towanda and this whole situation involving Tracy, because this is the moment where the story starts heating up fast. Things went from confusing to dramatic in seconds, and the way they handled it had everybody watching with wide eyes. This is where the real twist kicks in. So Towanda was out here getting emotional over Tracy's signature, and I'm sitting there staring at the screen like, a signature? What is really happening right now? It had people wondering if she was truly in her feelings, or if this was another moment where she wanted the spotlight on her. And let's be honest, Towanda has a long track record of bringing Tracy's name into situations whenever it fits the moment. It's like every time things start getting quiet, suddenly there's a Tracy reference popping up again, and it feels way too convenient. People watching could see straight through it. Towanda was acting like this tiny thing was a massive emotional event, and folks were side-eyeing the whole thing. It came off like she was trying to pull sympathy from the audience, leaning on Tracy's memory in a way that didn't feel natural. It's getting tired, and viewers weren't holding back their reactions on social media. Now, let's slide right into this situation with Vaughn, because that part had everyone confused too. The storyline said Vaughn had to leave early because his potassium levels were dangerously low, which sounds extremely serious. And yes, he does have cardiovascular disease, clogged arteries, and real health issues that can't be ignored. So of course people were concerned at first. But the way the scene played out on camera, something felt off. The whole moment looked dramatic in a way that didn't feel completely genuine. Almost like
she looks just like Towanda.
Up for the cameras. It made folks wonder if this was a real medical scare or a situation that got stretched for dramatic effect. Because if you've watched enough reality TV, especially anything tied to the Braxtons, you know they're not afraid to add an extra layer of drama when the cameras are rolling. It left people unsure where the truth ended and the storyline began. And that confusion had the timeline buzzing. Everything this season was cranked up to 100, like somebody behind the scenes kept hitting the extra drama button. And as viewers were sitting there wondering, is any of this even real? It felt like the show wanted us to fall for every dramatic moment without questioning anything. But honestly, it started looking way too staged. And at this point, I'm leaning toward the second option. We're being played, and not even in a clever way. Which brings me straight to the big picture. The Braxtons coming back was not the move. This comeback season felt like a huge misstep from the very first episode. Instead of growth, real conversations, and genuine connection, we kept getting hit with non-stop chaos. Lies, tension, confusion, and scenes that felt as real as a plastic diamond. It stopped being entertaining and turned into something draining, And that's not what viewers signed up for. And clearly, I'm not alone because the ratings, they're rough. We're talking 93,000 views. That's it. That's even lower than Love and Marriage Huntsville. And that show has had some significant ups and downs. When your big comeback gets numbers like that, it's a sign something is seriously off. If the show had just been honest about the past, the tension, and the ways the family drifted apart instead of hiding behind polished scenes and scripted moments, maybe things would have landed differently.
She's got to be Tawanda's
People
daughter.
want authenticity, not staged reactions stitched together just to fill airtime. And speaking of authenticity, let's get into these wild inconsistencies and rumors that have been floating around. Because there is a lot going on and none of it matches up. Tawanda is out here proudly talking about her son supposedly graduating, but then the blogs come through with a completely different story claiming he was expelled from the military and dealing with substance-related struggles. So now everybody is asking the same question. Which version is true? Tawanda, what's the real story here? This whole season felt like one big maze of mixed messages and half-truths.
That was fake.
And people are tired of trying to decode what's real and what's for show. It's messy, confusing, and honestly, it's getting harder to take anything at face value. And since we're already talking about the kids, let's bring up Brookie and Sean. Because where are they in all this madness? Their names pop up here and there, but when it comes to real clarity, everything suddenly gets blurry. There are so many unanswered questions floating around. And every time you think you're about to get one solid answer, another rumor shows up and makes everything 10 times more confusing. And trust me, it gets even more tangled. People online have been whispering about major conflicts inside the family. Disagreements, tension, situations that don't match what we see on screen. Behind the scenes, it sounds like things have been messy for a long time. Tamar, for example, allegedly caught heat from her own family for letting Ashley be on.
When you're out in the wild,